Hey y'all, I wanted to do a quick vlog before I get on the road, head to go see my dad. And I wanted to talk to y'all about worrying. And one of the best books of the Bible that you can read, period, but especially about worry and trusting in God, is the book of Philippians. It was written to the people of Philippi. And it was written by Paul the Apostle. And basically, he told us in Philippians, don't worry about anything. You know, we can get ourselves so anxious and so caught up in what's coming. And we waste so much energy on that. And half the time, it never even happens. And even if it does, a lot of times we did just fine. And we worried for nothing. We wasted time worrying. And it's also, I wouldn't call it a sin, but I think it's a point of faith to trust God. And he says that without faith or trust, it's impossible to please him. So I think it's important for us not to worry, because it tells God we're trusting in him no matter what. That doesn't mean you don't plan. That doesn't mean you don't act analytically or strategically about things that it makes sense for us to do that. But there's a difference in that and worrying. In Ephesians 4:6, the Bible tells us, don't worry. I think it's 4:4 through 4:6. Don't worry about anything, but in everything, bring your needs to God, and to thank him because he's going to get it done. And God doesn't want us to worry. He doesn't want us to be unable to go forward because we're so concerned about the future. He wants us to ask him for help. And he wants us, once we've asked him for help, to trust that he will give us help. Now, what exactly he'll do, that's for him. He's way bigger than anything you could ask for anyway. So just put even the how and the what into his hands. But in verse 7, the Bible reminds us that God will guard our hearts and our minds, and he'll give us peace that doesn't even make any sense to other people. Worrying doesn't get you anywhere. It also can actually hurt you. As we all know, it can give you ulcers. It can give you all kinds of anxiety disorders. But instead, why don't we, in prayer, that's when we speak to God, talk to him about handling our worry, about handling our concerns, about handling any future issues or current issues or whatever it is that we're seeming to be putting at the list of things to worry about. And I remember once someone said, you can't be wringing your hands and worry if you've got them folded in prayer. And I think that's a real good way to think about things, is to say, you know what, Lord, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm asking you to help me handle it. I'm asking you to go before me. I'm asking you to solve the problem. And we think, well, we shouldn't do that. We should solve the problem for God. It's okay to ask him to solve the problem. He can do better than you or me ever dreamed. He purposely made us fragile. He purposely made us out of dust. Did you know that? He made us out of dust. Why is that? Because then we would realize our need for him, and we would trust in him, adhere on him, rely upon him, adhere to him, rely upon him, have faith in him, and be absolutely, completely dependent on him. It's when we think we're just so independent that we don't need God's help that we are actually sinning like Eve did. Instead of relying on God, she desired to rely on herself. And she listened to another voice that told her that's okay. It's never okay to rely on yourself. And people are going to tell you differently. That is not what the Bible will ever tell you. Rely on yourself is not even in there. Show me where. Rely on God, trust in God, have faith in God, put all of your life into his hands. You'll find that in a lot of places. So anyway, worry less, trust more. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.